Thanks to various social and economic factors and the rich, evil pedophile clowns that run our gay, retarded government, the American dream of owning a house and having a wife and 2 kids is dying. And the Zoomer-Coomer fantasy of a rich, older girlfriend taking charge and making you chicken nuggies while you play video games in your pajamas all day is thriving. Yeah. Back in my day, we called this cougar hunting. Or, you know, mommy issues. But the kids today are calling it something different. Hag-maxing.
Hag-maxing is crazy. That's a crazy name.
In my last video, I jokingly referenced the term hag-maxing.
You've been on a date with a 40-year-old?
Okay, that's different.
How is that different?
He's right, it's different. You're robbing the cradle, he's hag-maxing. Educate yourself. Which greatly intrigued a lot of you. So I decided, you know what, I am going to make an entire video dedicated to covering this phenomenon. Gen Z men going out of their way to date older women.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and 58 minutes into this video, just call it. I think that this is a bunch of Gen Z boys that are frustrated with the women in their own generation because those women have such high standards due to too much social media that now they're going to try to get women in my generations, which are the millennial women. And to be fair, they're aged 29 to 39. Many of them don't have kids because they were sexual liberation, pro-abortion, and they focused on their career. And half of them don't actually look quite bad because they're competing on TikTok against the Gen Z women. So to be honest, if your only goal is to try to sleep with women whose standards have become lower because they're getting a little bit older, you can't really knock Gen Z for doing this, to be honest. I don't think it's good because I don't think you should be doing casual sex, but young men, that's what they do, and this is their opportunity to do it. The girls in their generations have been so exposed to social media that their standards are super high, and they're all dating the same men anyway. But the women in my generation, they're getting a little older, so now they're a little bit more open. They have their own money, so they're looking for men that are just attractive. And some of these Gen Z guys have been in the gym heavily because of gym culture. So to be honest, you can't really knock them. I mean, it makes sense in terms of trying to get laid strategy. Now, I'm not a casual sex guy, but if that's what you're doing, it makes a little bit more sense.
Is this? Why is this happening? Is this happening? And if it's happening, is it a good thing, or is it a symptom of broader societal issues? Why are all these young whippersnappers scooping up these older timepieces? Oh, speaking of timepiece, what's up with Gen Z slang dude, looks maxing, hag maxing, riz, sus? Back in my day, we had our epic bacon and rafflecopters, and we were happy. Now, when I think of the term hag, I usually think of an evil, cackling witch. But no, apparently now it means women above 30.
Yeah, they used to call it MILFs, but the millennials, the women in my generation, so many of them didn't have kids, you can't call them moms. So they just saying hag max, and that's kind of funny, actually.
Fuck you guys. I'm so tired of comments that are like, I used to watch you when I was in 3rd grade, and now I'm graduating college. Good for you. Awesome. Congratulations. My knees hurt when I get up off the floor. This term hag maxing went viral a few months ago with this screenshot. Meet the hag maxers, Gen Z's new social trend of dating older women. A very strange phenomenon is making its rounds on social media. Gen Z men are ditching casual sex with their women to pursue long-term relationships with financially stable and experienced millennial ladies. Now, even though this article doesn't actually
financially stable, but probably not mentally stable, I'm trying to tell you right now, them boys better watch out, because there are a lot of women that are millennials that didn't have kids, and if you do a oopsies, I don't know if they go into the clinic for you, brother. You might be trapped.
Exist. It was a meme created on 4chan, because of course it was. But the meme did spark a massive conversation.
By the way, as you should be trapped, because you shouldn't be having casual sex. And if you do have a child because of that casual sex, you should step up to your responsibility regardless of the age. That's my personal opinion.
And debate about hag maxing. And people had a lot of strong opinions about it. Motherless behavior. This is just mommy issues rebrand. Another day, another psyop. It's not hag-maxing, it's MILF hunting, and it's an art. Please don't misappropriate my fetishes, giving the dumbest name known to humankind to having a mommy kink. I mean, to be honest, I'm 16, waiting for a 20 to 25-year-old to pick me up, lol. Okay, officer, I'm gonna throw up. I would love to have a 40-year-old sugar mama who buys me gifts and pays my bills. Drizzle, drizzle. Young, hard dicks and the older women who enjoy them. This isn't new. Hagmax bandwagoners are so cringe. I've been hagmaxing since 2nd grade in Miss Johnson's class. I am going to every last Gen Z and Gen Alpha kid on this planet, including myself. I want to be a hagmaxer, lol, any female taker, XD. I like thick MILFs and I cannot lie. Oh nice, it must be socially acceptable for 37-year-old men to date 20-year-old women again. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Absolutely not. I f***ing love adult women. Women over 32 should be illegal. Now, according to the very astute, always reliable source, knowyourmeme.com, the term hagmaxing is very popular in the VTuber community. Now, I don't have much interest in the VTuber community, but they seem to have a lot of interest in me. A lot of interest. Should I do a video reacting to VTubers reacting to me one day? That might be fun. Let me know if I should do that. And although it seems to be a meme amongst the VTubers and the weebs, it is apparently a thing happening in real life. Rise of the boy toy. Why older women are dating Gen Z men at record rate.
Also, y'all gotta be careful of this, man. I guarantee you this is also just propagated by older women trying to do like a self-fulfilling fantasy type of thing. A lot of these articles are written by women in the millennial generation, and sometimes they just kind of project their fantasies onto the real world. They might have a girlfriend that dated some 22-year-old that slept with him and then ditched him, and now all of a sudden there's an epidemic of younger men dating older women. We, as younger guys, I'm trying to tell you right now, as younger guys, it is common knowledge that older women just so happen to be a little bit more readily available to sexual opportunities. That's something that we know. Some dudes take advantage of it, and if it's becoming a trend, more dudes are taking advantage of it. But usually it's just for casual sex. You'll say what you need to say to get that casual sex, and in my opinion, any consequence that comes from that casual sex is a real consequence, and you need to deal with it. But yeah, that's what this is. This is just younger men trying to get laid as easy as possible, and there are a lot of women in my generation who are very sexually liberal, that didn't have kids, that make their own money, so they don't need a man for money, and they're willing to pay for it if they need to.
One woman stated, "Women my age seem to be excited by the freshness and lack of bitterness that comes with dating someone younger. Younger men seem more open and less burdened by insecurities." Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to be saying this 100 times in this video, but could you imagine an article like this with the genders reversed? I love dating these young, fresh boys. They're less bitter. They have less baggage. They're not ran through. People would just be calling it red pill incel shit. Age gap relationships between millennial women and Gen Z men are on the rise. Our analysis of age hypogamy reveals the pragmatic underpinning of these relationships. It sometimes comes down to who's available. Many older men prefer to date younger women. The same is true for a lot of older women, with millennial and Gen Z men emerging as appealing dating options. For their part, many Gen Z men might have few opportunities to date women their own age, or prefer to date older women for various reasons. Enter millennial women.
And I'm proud to be a millennial with my side part and skinny jeans.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Millennials are the first the first generation of women that just don't want to age. They just compete on TikTok with the Gen Z women for men. And it's just, to me, it's like there's a beauty in aging. You can age, go and have a family, get older. It's fine. You don't got to do the plastic surgery. It's cringe to me. You just age gracefully. There's a beauty in it. It's the phases of life. Stop trying to deny the phases of life. Stop competing against Gen Z women for millennial men or Gen Z men on TikTok. It's just grow up.
If you're an older millennial woman, you might be attracted to younger men for their energy, inclusive views about sex and gender, and superior care and literacy about their partner's emotional well-being. In many ways, Gen Z men see millennial women as an opportunity to level up emotionally and socially. With their evolved attitudes about everything from non-monogamy and gender fluidity to the anti-hustle soft life, Gen Z men may be the most likely generation to overturn powerfully entrenched stereotypes about sex and relationships, the kind featured by podcast bros. I love how millennial women have just psyoped themselves into believing a man who thinks f***ing a whole bunch of different women at the same time with no romantic commitment is an evolved way of looking at relationships.
Right.
Yes, queen, that Zoomer you're banging is so open-minded and progressive. He's not like those podcast bros.
Yeah, really, they don't understand that the drizzle movement is a response to feminism also. The red pill manosphere kind of space, we try to tell men to level up, to rise to the standards that women want us to be at by, you know, getting your money together, getting your life in order, trying to look a little bit better, learning how to talk to women. The drizzle movement is also a response to feminism, but they're more of a, let's just give up, and since the future is female, let's find out. Let's do nothing, play video games, and watch these women work themselves to death to provide for us, since they wanted equality. And that's the funniest part about this. And it seems like she gets it. So I'm actually really, this is a good video. I'm interested in this.
I swear modern feminism is like the greatest trick men have played on women. Like, just a bunch of dudes got in a room one day and were like, hear me out. We convinced them that getting naked and sleeping around is empowering. Genius! Even Hollywood seems to be hopping on the hag-maxing train. Why are so many older women dating younger men in recent rom-coms? I'm old enough to be your mother, sighs Anne Hathaway as she passionately entwines with Amazon's new heartthrob Nicholas Galazine in The Idea of You. Oh, Anne Hathaway? I'm sorry, who wouldn't hag-max with Anne Hathaway?
What a forward young man you are! My goodness.
This phenomena is a groundbreaking shift, considering Hollywood's reputation for perpetuating the male gaze and old men's uncanny obsession with younger women. You know, I really don't care about this shit, but it is so funny how much of this equality stuff is just, okay, now it's women's turn to do the thing we said was bad. All the new strong female leads in movies that are just kind of assholes, celebrating of billionaire female CEOs. Like, did you actually want change? Or was it really all just penis envy? Older women partnering with younger men. Why do some people have a problem with that? Perhaps celebrities will help ease the stigma. The French president's wife, Brigitte Macron, is almost 25 years older than her husband. They met when he was 15, and she was his high school teacher. Wait, that is not good. There should be a stigma against that. What?
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, it seems like recently in the news there are a lot of stories of like teachers that are millennials that are sleeping with students. Like, this seems to be a new, like, not new, it's obviously not new, but it seems to be on the rise. And I don't know why, but it does seem to be on the rise. And I think these articles are just trying to destigmatize older women going after younger men. But yeah.
Maybe these high-profile women will help shatter the stigma and normalize the benefits of widening our options when seeking romantic partnerships. After all, at every age, we deserve what our hearts desire. No. When you are a grown-ass teacher and your heart desires an underage student, you do not, in fact, deserve that. What am I reading? I'm 37 and my boyfriend is 23. I make upper six figures and own a condo in New York City. At least 3 of my friends are also dating significantly younger men. One is 32 and has been dating a 19-year-old for 3 years.
Whoa.
I don't rely on men to be financially stable. I don't need my man to have a good job. We both know what we want out of this relationship and we're getting it. You know,
I promise I have not seen this video yet, and I guessed all of that to a T. They don't need men financially, so they only care about the looks. Gen Z men are getting in the gym because of gym culture, so they look pretty fine. They look good, like, they look all right, and so the women are just sleeping with them because of their sexual prowess, their sexual appetite, and, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
no, honestly, good for this. Wait, one is 32 dating a 19-year-old for 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh no. We older women aren't man haters. We have a lot of love and make a man feel like a man. We are not drama queens. We can't get pregnant. We are very sexy. I'm not like the other girls. I'm infertile. Men dating older women is called hag-maxing now? Why can't men just be normal? Why does everything have to be misogynistic? No, it's not misogynistic. The term hag here is endearing. We're taking back the term hag. It's like when black people took back the N-word. There's something seriously disgusting about men taking advantage of women's loneliness for their resources. So when it's a younger man dating an older woman, the younger man is still the predatory one?
Yeah, you know how that goes.
What? You guys just cannot win. Really? This is so disgusting. 34 is not old. I am not a hag. Okay, so we've heard from the hags. Now let's hear from the hag-maxers. Why are these young men dating older women? I have mommy issues. Oh, well, there has to be other reasons, right? I have a granny fetish. Come on, there's gotta be another reason.
Lots and lots of MILFPORN on PORNHUB. That's what I'm guessing. A lot of that going on.
Because Gen Z women aren't worth going for. And I have mommy issues. To be honest, as a guy who's 22 dating a 36-year-old, I think for the most part, older women are just a lot less drama and just more mature. Older the better. Most have a car, a house, financial stability, and time.
Yep.
They are mature and can teach you some valuable lessons, wisdom, and experience. I'm still 19, and for me, older women I flirt with at bars and clubs are much more receptive and flirty than Zoomer girls. Honestly, it's partly because modern Western girls from 18 to 25 are like 80% hoes now. A woman who is 30 today likely has fewer partners, sexual or other, than a woman who is 5 years younger than her.
Dang.
I changed my Tinder age range from 20 to 25 to 30 to 39 and have been going on more dates than ever before with beautiful women who do not care that I don't make six figures at 22 years old.
Yeah.
It's either take care of a younger woman who we know is potentially a flight risk or appreciate an older woman who has their own shit together. George W. Bush married an older woman to get that money. I don't think George W. Bush should be a role model for anything. Easy, good sex, intellectual conversations, less games, more fun, and they treat you nicely. They tend to be more grounded. Did I mention the sex part? Oh, and if it's post-menopause, even better. If girls can date older men, then why not younger men date older women? I'm 16, and I'm not attracted to anyone below 30 years old. Ah yes, the elusive reverse pedophile. Dating a woman with a career, property, experience in bed, and life. What's not to like? Young sluts want the money up front. Old sluts are just happy to get some attention.
Yeah.
Older women fed me, slept with me, and sent me on my way with snack packs. Legit amazing. I'm 26 now, dating a 38-year-old after years of trying with women my age and younger. They are all social media obsessed narcissists. I feel like they're hyping up millennial women too much here. Oh, they're not narcissists obsessed with social media. You guys weren't around during the MySpace days.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a
No,
gen-
they also were obsessed with social media, but now, like, girls in my generation are so focused on their careers that they're a little less on social media now. So to the Gen Z guys that are just coming in, they seem like they're not interested in social media. But trust me, when it was a thing, like when Instagram was a thing between 20 and 25, a lot of the women in my generation were on it too. Now, I don't know if they had been so psyoped into wanting men that makes over $500,000 a year, just as much as Gen Z women are. But I know for sure they were on social media going through their options, if you get what I'm saying. That was definitely a thing in my generation too. You might have to go one more generation ahead or behind ours to get the women that weren't on social media at all.
Gen Z woman? Who would want to date them? They're me, give me, take care of me. Man, if the ones my age ain't loyal, might as well. They're basically like a grandma caring for you and taking care of you. Oh my god. Nothing like a no denture adventure. You people are sick. No, I don't believe this is happening more than ever just because Gen Z men like easy sex or gifts. Or that Gen Z women are too obsessed with drama or social media. No, I think there's more to it, and I have a few theories. So, as we talked about before in other videos, a lot of men are dropping out of college. The issue is, a lot of young college-educated women want college-educated men. See, Stacy is looking for someone college-educated who's making more than her. But not that many young men are on that level yet. Older men are, but not many around Stacy's age. But you know who doesn't care? Karen. Karen doesn't care about your lack of college degree. Karen wants to pick you up in her 2013 Toyota minivan and bang you in the back seat, then take you to Olive Garden. No strings attached. Unlimited breadsticks. For basically all of human history, the most prevalent age gap was older man and younger woman. But why? Well, it's because men are all disgusting creeps who should be thrown into work camps and castrated and forced to make us pumpkin spice lattes. But also, it's because younger women are more fertile, and the whole point of relationships is to make babies. Or at least it used to be. Well, at least in our lizard brains. That's the whole point. I don't know what the point of modern relationships are anymore. I just learned recently that people purposely get into short-term relationships, which is bizarre to me. Like, what's the point? As well.
Well, that's what it is, though. That's what it is, because the relationships aren't actually about love, marriage, or family anymore. The purpose of the relationships is to get sex now. So if the purpose is to get the relationship is now sex and no longer family, why not be with an infertile woman that has money that can buy everything for you so you don't have to work? It's not because the men lack education. It's because, I mean, why work harder for sex if you could not work at all and get the sex and get the snacks? That kind of just makes sense to me from at least a young man's perspective. Now, if you're wanting to start a family, obviously you're going to want women in their fertile years, but the point of relationships don't seem to be family anymore. It just seems to be sex.
Well as situationships and polycules. The world is very confusing. It turns out people are different than me. Now, let's be real. Hagmaxing simply does not make any sense from a evolutionary biological standpoint. But it's 2024. We have surpassed the need for evolutionary biology. We can grow babies in pods and also kill ourselves in them. Our brains are full of plastic now. Men wanting to be with younger women made sense when—
Yeah, by the way, those in yourself pods, you know, you can't say certain words on YouTube even though you understand what I'm saying. Those in yourself pods are from a company called Exit Inc. How dystopian is that? You can go get in a pod and end yourself from a company called Exit Inc. Send the asteroid, we're at the end.
babies were the goal, but babies don't seem to be the goal anymore. For many older women who simply don't want to have them, and for many younger Gen Z men who think they can't afford them, or even worse, are scared that having kids will contribute to climate change. It's like every other week I see an article, fear-mongering Gen Z, don't have kids, it will increase the carbon emissions, blah blah blah, you have to save the planet. And first of all, I gotta ask, who the fuck are we saving the planet for if not future generations? So if Gen Z does not want kids, if they think they can't afford kids, why does being with a fertile woman even matter? Might as well date an older woman, might as well scramble those rotten eggs.
Well, all that is like anti-natalist propaganda. Also, the idea that you can't afford kids is also anti-natalist propaganda. Really, the issue is there are a lot of people that are addicted to materialism that are not willing to sacrifice their quality of life in order to have kids. In the world, everywhere, the poorest people have the most kids. In America, the poorest people have the most kids. Overseas, the poorest people have the most kids. So all this stuff is just anti-natalist behavior. It's very anti-human. That's why you see the rise of wanting to get rid of your kids. That's why you see the rise of wanting to get rid of people who just want to get rid of themselves. That's very anti-human. The human spirit is to be empathetic towards those who are having a hard time on earth and to convince them or to tell them to keep going. You don't create a pod and a business behind people who want to end themselves. That's just not ethical, and it's very anti-human. And in my opinion, personally, getting into a little bit of spiritualism, religion, I think is personally demonic. But yeah, that's what it's all anti-natalist, anti-human. Humans are bad. We destroy the planet. Propaganda, BS.
Editor, edit that out. Edit that out. No. But believe it or not, hagmaxing is not really a new thing. It's been around for a really long time. Hundreds of years, even. In fact, there was a very famous hagmaxer in American history who wrote an entire letter of why it's preferable to sleep with an older woman. And that hagmaxer's name? Benjamin Franklin. No, I'm not kidding. Benjamin Franklin literally wrote about the benefits of hagmaxing. And what's funny is, a lot of the reasons Benjamin Franklin gives are the same reasons a lot of the Zoomers who hagmax give today. Because as they have more knowledge of the world and their minds are better stored with observations, their conversation is more improving and more lastingly agreeable. Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. So basically, she can't rely on her looks anymore and has to develop a personality. Because there is no hazard of children, which irregularly produced may be attended with much inconvenience. Because through more experience, they are more prudent and discreet in conducting an intrigue to prevent suspicion. They're easier to cheat on your wife with. Lovely, because in every animal that walks upright, the deficiency of the fluids that fill the muscles appears first in the highest part. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last, as plump as ever. Benjamin Franklin really just said, the ass is still fat.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff from our founding fathers. I will literally never be able to look at a picture of this man the same again. This is no longer the guy who discovered electricity. No, this is the great American hagmaxer. So basically, some Gen Z guys have found a hack in the male loneliness epidemic by dating the women who are suffering from the female loneliness epidemic. Like the two unwanted ends of a bread loaf coming together to make a sandwich. Beautiful. Two people who believe they are the leftovers of society. Two people using each other to temporarily numb the pain.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not that fucking deep and it's just a funny meme. To be honest, I don't think this is an epidemic like the internet makes
Yeah,
it seem
this
like it
is
is.
propaganda.
All the data basically says that women prefer to date men slightly older than them
Yep.
or around the same age as them.
Yep.
And men tend to date women younger than them or around the same age as them. Large age gaps, for the most part, are rare. In relationships where the man is older, he's usually only older by 1 to 2 years. In relationships where the woman is older, 2 to 3 years. In all Western countries, only 8% of couples have an age gap of 10 or more, and couples with a larger age gap have more of a chance of getting a divorce. But it is a rising trend to think about and keep an eye on. As the social landscape continues to change, so will gender dynamics, and I find that very interesting. But that's enough of my yapping. What do you guys think?
Yeah, well, this is a great video, by the way. The Cougar Epidemic. This is by a massive YouTuber, Shoe on Head. I'll leave a link to the video in the description and in the pinned comments down below. But yeah, I do think it's actually just propaganda. Like when you see those articles made by middle-aged hypersexual women that say men are happy when they're pegged. Like, yeah, that's a real article. I'll link it on the video. But also, like, there's things like women, the happiest people on the planet are married men and single women. But then and that's because of surveys, right? And anybody can lie about how they say they feel, right? And when you look into the actual data, it'll show that women who are single and women who are childless and unmarried have the highest rates of being on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications. So yeah, the surveys, people will lie and say, yeah, we're the happiest we can be. But then when you look further into the data, you find that single childless women are actually the most miserable, because you can't lie about popping M&Ms or popping antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications like M&Ms. So yeah, I think this is just a bunch of propaganda. And all the anti-natalist stuff, it'll go away because if you don't have children, you don't have a stake in the future. So if you genuinely believe that humans are bad and we should get rid of them and we shouldn't have children because of climate change, you're more than likely going to be a person that doesn't have kids, and you'll be replaced by people who do have kids. And those people who have kids with both of their parents in their lives will go on to have more kids that have their same ideals and perspectives, more than likely. So really is unsustainable, but I do think this is interesting. Again, I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down below. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or a L, and give me the HBO special. That's a Help Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.